So, is there a reason that Vincent is a vampire? Like, why is he a vampire, though? I've never understood that. He gets experimented on like Cloud does, and he becomes immortal. But, like, why vampire, though? Why does Mako infused with Genova cells create vampire? Is it just because vampires are cool? Is that really, like, all there is to it? Because they infused him with chaos? So that's where the vampire part comes in? Because chaos? Kate Sith already has a curse ring. Everyone's equipped with it through the code, so he should have one. Unless for some reason they unequipped it, but I don't think they did. Actually, because his memory shares with Young Cloud, he might not. But Young Cloud had one, so I guess we'll see. He might not, though. Because Stone Cold said so. You always thought all Final Fantasy games were based on the classes of the old Final Fantasies? Yeah, I remember back in the day when I used to have a vampire mage. But they kind of are, but not really. Especially this game. This game has no classes. Final Fantasy VIII did a little bit of a better job with the classes, at least with the limit breaks. Then Final Fantasy IX did a pretty good job with it too. And then 10 was probably the first one to really go back to the class system, like almost exclusively. But they give you the option to change stuff up too. This one is kind of the only one that just legitimately has 0 classes at all. I would say pretty much everything up to this point and everything afterwards has a pretty good interpretation of the class systems. 13, I guess, is the other exception. 13 has no classes, really. Everyone just kind of goes around smacking things. We need to get Red 13. Well, I wouldn't call that a class system. I would call that a formation system or something, because they all go into that. It's not just like, and everyone can pick anything. So it's not really like each character has oh yeah, I don't know how that happened. There you go. I don't know how, like, each character doesn't have a specific class. That's fine. this might be interesting. Trying to beat Dyne on a timer. Okay. Bro! But yeah, like 11 has classes, 12 has classes, 15 has boy bands. 7's the only one that has like 0 classes. Everybody does everything and their stats are very minute differences, and the limit breaks are all kind of just damage or healing. I really don't feel like 13 had classes. Who is what class if 13 has classes? Like, Vanille does magic damage pretty well, but then everyone else just kind of smacks stuff. Lightning smack stuff, Snow smack stuff, Fang smack stuff. I don't see how anyone is a class. I wouldn't even call Eris a white mage. Like, her limits heal, yeah, but that's as far as it goes, because her magic stat isn't even better than Cloud's. Like, her magic stat is good, but it's not, like, good enough to be like, oh, you're a white mage, specifically. Her magic stat is pretty good, and her attack stat is abysmal. But that's about as far as it goes. I guess we'll just give this a shot. I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm gonna give him a hyper. If Omnichair bot timed someone out, it's because they said something they shouldn't have said. Because Omnichair bot, I specifically made ban specific words. Oh, I see what it... Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. That's not even really a cuss word when putting that... put in that instance. I didn't think I listed that word though. Maybe I did. If I did, I'll remove it. But see, I kind of like the fact that this game, like, I mean, I don't like the fact that it didn't have classes. I always tell people if I could change one thing about this game, it's that I would add classes. And that was my favorite thing that they did in New Threat. But I do think it's cool that this game feels balanced even though there's no classes, you know? Like, I feel like it did a good job of still being balanced even without classes. Holy cow, Dyne is terrible. Wow, I really thought this was going to be a challenge. I was very wrong. Curse Ring 2 OP. Ten has classes. I don't know why people are saying 10 doesn't have classes. Final Fantasy X 100% has classes. Endgame, everyone can do everything, but it has classes. That just one-shot him, by the way. I could have done that and one-shot him. Because it crit. Just because at the end of the game everyone can do everything, that doesn't mean that the game doesn't have classes. That's silly. That'd be like saying Cloud is overpowered when he's max stats and with his ultimate weapon he can just kill everything. Well, duh. It's endgame. See you, Platonic. Have a good weekend, dude. 9 has classes. I mean, Vivi is a black mage and he literally can't do anything else but be a black mage. Zidane is obviously a thief. Or Zidane is obviously a thief. Steiner is obviously a warrior. Freya is obviously a dragoon. I don't know how you could possibly say 9 doesn't have classes. There's literally a dragoon character. How could you say it doesn't have classes? If you'd like to see Final Fantasy VII with classes, watch my new threat playthrough. The way that the classes worked in that game, in that mod, was awesome. Yeah, I guess more accurately, she's a Dragon Knight, not a Dragoon. But she has the jump command, and that kind of tells me that she's a Dragoon. But you could say either one, I guess. They're kind of the same thing. There's like a specific difference because Dragoons are actually like a race, but you could just say Dragoon. If they jump, they're a Dragoon. Who here missed the Ramu materia the first time they played the game? I never missed it, but I've heard a lot of people say they missed it. I'm like, how do you miss it? You're in this room for like a while just kind of screwing around. How do you not see it and pick it up? But I guess I could see how that could happen. You're over there talking to the poker guys and you don't see it over there. Why is it even there? Did one of these guys just drop it and not realize it's like sitting right here? Yeah, I could see you just forgetting to pick it up if you've played the game before and you're just kind of mashing through the text. You lost the Chocobo race, so you saw it afterwards? That's funny. Say Ramu incorrectly like the rest of us? Wait, someone's asking me to say something incorrectly? That's a new one. This Chocobo is terrible. What kind of actual garbage Chocobo did you get me? Look at how slow it is. It's so slow. Dude, number 6. What kind of, like, freaking roids did they give you? I want a refund. I got a poopy Chocobo. I got Grandpa Chocobo. Can't we just take our sword out, start slashing the Chocobos? I see nothing wrong with that. You can see the Chocobo races in the remake being plastered with product placement as sponsors. No. They would never do that, dude. They would never actually put up a billboard with some kind of sponsorship on it. Oh no, they totally did that already. I'm playing with keyboard. I'm not playing with mouse. It'd be hard to play with mouse. Unless you just, like, poke the enemies to death. Take that! Take that! Hi-ya! Hi-ya! Omni Slash! Sponsored by KFC. It's a little too close to home. So, spoiler alert. I'm going to be using a new character this run that I, like, never use. But we don't have him yet. But I use Red 13 in, like, every freaking run we do, because every run we do happens to use a lot of magic, and he's pretty good at using magic. Plus, he gets the most broken weapon in the freaking game. But this time, it's more about dealing damage as fast as possible. And so magic isn't as good. And so I'm going to be using someone different. Somebody super epic. But that's not going to be till later. Alucard, yeah, I'm going to be using Alucard. I don't know how this fight's going to go, so I guess here we go. Bro, I use Red 13 in like every challenge I've ever done. Don't do this to me. This is the curse. I can't win no matter what I do. Someone's mad at me. You use Red 13 on every challenge. Use somebody else. All right, I'll use somebody else. Hey, why aren't you using Red 13? He is my boy, dude. I like Red 13 a lot. I need that pang damage. We used Yuffie in the last one. HP to NP, we used Yuffie the entire time because she has a healing limit. That's really beneficial. God dang, Beta does so much damage. Good lord. God dang, dude. What the heck? Beta is so broken. Everything's broken in this game. Baby rage, cheater, faking gate. Maybe everyone was like, dude, Power Soul, you're gonna break the game when you get Power Soul. Forget that, dude. Beta's the one. Maybe that's what we need to outlaw. But dude, I'm not outlawing Beta because I actually worked to get it. So, like, it's worth it to use. The Power Soul is just sitting on the ground. At least Beta I worked for. I deserve to use it. Should I have stolen anything in that fight? I don't think so. Why aren't you using Steiner? God dang it, dude. It's so right. Such a loser for not using Steiner. Should use Celeste. She would be dope in this game, dude. Are you kidding me? There, I stole some spiderwebs legit. Are you happy now? Are you entertained? I stole spiderwebs legit. I didn't cheat them in. How funny would it be if Square came back and edited this game, like they updated it, but they didn't fix any of the actual like stuff that's overpowered. They actually just nerfed Beta, and that's it. I like that Beta spell is too strong. Nerf that. This enemy is actually one of the most important enemies in the game because you can morph power sources from them. So if you come back here after the temple, you can morph infinite power sources and one-shot everything if you really wanted to. It would take forever, but it would be totally worth. It is a great enemy. Literally just a dinosaur on top of tank treads. Who comes up with that? Oh, we need this enemy. It's only going to be in this area, and there's only like one enemy. It's got to be something big and powerful. Defending the reactor. Alright, listen, hold on. I'm thinking maybe dinosaur. Alright, I like the dinosaur route. We don't have any dinosaur enemies. I like that route. But we need something to really buff him up, you know, make him stronger. I got it. Dinosaur on tank treads. Wouldn't he be better if he had legs? Like he could move faster with legs. I don't see the purpose of treads. No. You're not listening to me. Dinosaur, tank treads. This is a golden idea. I don't even know what you steal from him. I'm gonna guess either High Potion or Phoenix Down. Probably not either. I'll never know. It's a mystery forever. Phoenix down? I called it. What is his actual name? I don't remember. Let's find out. It's something stupid, because every enemy in this game has a stupid name. Heavy Tank. Alright, well I guess... Of all the things I thought his name could be, that's pretty accurate. I'm really shocked they didn't put in some kind of dinosaur pun or anything in there, though. Of all the awesome names they could have come up with. Screw this enemy, by the way. This is the worst enemy in the game. I hate this thing. I absolutely hate that enemy. He is terrifying and I don't like him. Deathblow is really important for later. Oh god, don't stop. Don't stop both of us. That could be really bad. I did not get Aqua Lung. Probably could. Yeah, we could probably get Aqua Lung. I'm more interested in these awesome weapons. I don't think we want any of these. Except time. I'll take a time. Cloud. Why are you bad? Never mind, you don't have anything good. Buy another striking staff. Just to throw it again. What's my favorite battle animation? Probably Bahamut Zero. I always loved Bahamut Zero. I also really like Ultima in this game. It just feels so powerful. I love how it breaks out. It's like when you use it. Alright. Time to go fight the easiest boss in the game and get the strongest weapon in the whole game. You know what it is, boys. I should have rested. Yes, that's Zach's hometown. Or at least that's where his parents live. But I believe it's his hometown. It'd be kind of silly for his parents to move for like no reason. So some of you are wondering what happens if you get slow numb, which is this ailment, while you also have death sentence. It actually counts both down at the same time, but it only shows one of them. And slow numb is only 30 seconds, so you'll actually get slow numbed before you get death sentenced. I guess if you really wanted to cheese this challenge, you could potentially let that happen and then use a soft on yourself, and that wouldn't break the challenge rules, but you'd get rid of death sentence. Who the heck is Nanaki? I think there's better weapons here, actually, but I have, like, nothing to sell. Doesn't matter, this section's easy. Oh, I should have gotten Aqualung. Should we do that real fast, just for fun? Aqualung and Frog Song would both be pretty nice to get. Oh, I can't leave now. You have to go talk to Boogan. Alright, forget it. Everyone always complains that, I can't talk. Everyone always complains that enemy skill is too overpowered, so we'll just not get stuff, whatever. It doesn't matter what I do, someone's gonna complain that something is overpowered.
But Death, pushing buttons is overpowered.
I love when, I think my favorite is when people say that a challenge is too easy, and then they give me a different challenge that's way easier.
They're like, wow, this challenge is too easy. Why don't you do no materia, Death?
Ooh, no materia. Ooh. Man, that sounds hard. That sounds so difficult. Somebody actually said, not as like a serious challenge, but as a question, he was like, would a no damage challenge be possible? And I said, at one point, it would be. Like, once you got out of the Temple of the Ancients, you could potentially source farm to the point where you just one-shot everything. And once you got to the point where you could get sneak attack, you could sneak attack Knights of the Round everything. But Midgar would be impossible because your dodge percent is just abysmal in this game. You're really not gonna dodge a lot, and a lot of enemies have attacks that all just always hit. I mean, imagine, you know, the elevator boss uses the attack where he shoots everybody. So out of three hits, all three have to miss. And Barret is like the slowest thing on the planet, and you have to use Barret during that fight. Like, there's just no way. There's only 2 enemies in the game that have final attack. Like, when they die, they attack you. Bottom Swell does Big Wave, which is actually water-based, I think, but you don't have water protection at that point. So yeah, you would definitely get hit by that. And then Schizo has a final attack, but it's lightning-based, so you can actually nullify that. But yeah, I think Bottom Swell would be your big wall. You couldn't beat Bottom Swell without taking damage. Even if you somehow one-shot him. You'd have to triple dodge. And there's really nothing in the game that can give you dexterity at that point. Except Chocobo Lore gives you +1 dexterity, so there you go. Ultimate Weapon does Shadow Flare when he dies, correct? But you can also nullify that. But yeah, I forgot about that. But he's an optional boss. I was thinking about bosses you have to fight. Pandora's Box you can just run away from. And Shadow Flare you can negate. Or reflect. You don't have to see Pandora's Box. You can just run away from that enemy. But in terms of like bosses you have to fight, Bottom Swell would be your big wall. Yes, I believe you can run away from those fights. Pretty sure you can just use a smoke bomb also. But at any rate, I think you can actually nullify Pandora's Box or reflect it. Now I think about it. I'm like 99% sure you can reflect it. Because it's single target, I think. I guess if you're allowed to wrong warp, if you're allowed to warp, then it'd be a lot more possible. But you'd still need to get through Midgar. And you still have to fight Materia Keeper. And Materia Keeper would be quite the struggle. I don't know. I feel like there is a way, but it would be incredibly annoying. Like, more annoying than anything I could think. Like, more annoying than Limit Break only. In my head, I feel like I'm devising a plan to get through the entire game without taking damage. But I don't know. The only question in my head is how would you do the elevator boss? You would have to grind Eris to the point of getting Planet Protector. Then you could do it. If you grinded Eris to the point of getting Planet Protector, which is ridiculous, by the way, that would take you hours because you're stuck in Midgar with like 2 enemies per fight. But if you got all the way to Planet Protector without taking damage, you could Planet Protector your way through the elevator boss, Wrong Warp to Materia Keeper, use Planet Protector on Materia Keeper, and do the 7777 strat. Well, excuse me, Death Warp to Materia Keeper, then Yuffie Warp, use Planet Protector again on Motor Ball the second time, Wrong Warp to the debug room, give yourself Knights of the Round, and use Knights of the Round on the last bosses. How would you fill the limit bar without damage? Shoot, you're right. Eris has a limit break that increases limit bars, but you couldn't do that anyways. You couldn't get that limit. And you couldn't use it on yourself. So yeah, that wouldn't work. So in that case, you'd have to find a way to beat the elevator boss without Planet Protector. And I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. I think I could do the rest of the game, but I don't know how you would do that. Even if you grinded for so long that like Barret could one-shot him, the second boss would come down, and I think that second boss automatically gets a turn when he spawns in. So, yeah, I think the elevator boss would be your problem. What's up, Vegito? Good to see you, dude. A counterattack, retaliation attack, damage only run. That'd be kind of boring, I think. I like the idea, but it'd probably be boring. It'd be a lot of waiting around. But I don't know, it might be pretty hard. Might be pretty hard because you wouldn't really be able to heal very well. Or at all, really. Until you got magic counter, which is at the end of the game. Items only would be interesting, but you'd have to let me get some grenades in the first dungeon. It'd have to be an exception. You'd have to let me get grenades off the first couple enemies. And then, as long as I could get enough grenades to last till Sector 7, you could buy grenades and then you'd be set. But that first, you don't start with any damaging items, so the first dungeon would be impossible. How does this challenge compare to your previous ones in terms of difficulty? It's not super hard. It's fun, though. I'm enjoying a challenge where I get to just damage the crap out of everything instead of, like, always trying to not take damage. No materia, no item run would be challenging or no? It'd be challenging. I don't know if it would be as interesting, but it would be challenging. I don't need 99 grenades, I only need like 20 or something. If I could just get like 20 grenades, I'd be all set. Yeah, I don't know. Like no materia, no items sounds interesting, but to me it would just be a lot of attacking, which might be kind of boring. Like, I don't know if it would be too exciting. I've always wanted to do an Eris only challenge. I've put Eris only challenge on the vote twice and it's lost every time. But I've always wanted to do that because I thought it would be fun. Because Eris, like, never gets used, so it would be cool to do a whole run with just her. My idea for an Eris only challenge was an Eris only, and she's only allowed to heal with her limit breaks. So she can do whatever she wants, but she's not allowed to use, like, restore. She has to use her limit breaks to heal. That way, her limit breaks actually, like, serve a purpose. Challenge run where every time you take damage, you have to say, "What am I gonna do?" And every time you do damage, you have to say, "That's a lot of damage." I like the way you think. I don't think limit only would be very interesting. It would just be grinding and healing constantly. Well, you're not allowed to heal either. It's limit break only. You can only use limit breaks and that's it. Like, if you don't use Eris to heal, you're not healing. So this guy's actually kind of scary without Frog Song, but Beta will probably make short work. Now you're just being silly. Necrosis Cloud Solo, no W item. Did you not see me beat Cloud Solo with 1 HP left? Is that not enough for you? Is that not entertaining enough? You need to be harder. I tell you what, you can tell me to do the Cloud Solo Necrosis mod challenge again when you do it yourself. When I see you do Cloud Solo Necrosis, then you can add things. I'd love to do a reverse boss challenge, but someone would have to program that. Mini challenge would be super easy. You just use magic. I always forget there's nothing up there. That right one is the X potion, I think, right? That would be really cool, Hero Matt. No monitor challenge? I saw someone on Twitch do a chat-only challenge in Kingdom Hearts, where he only did what chat told him to do and he couldn't see the game. Think of the 5 bits, Nick Skate. No physical attacks and materia has to be sold after using. You'd have to do like no items for that to be challenging, but that sounds interesting. I had an idea. Hold on, let me finish my thought first. So I saw somebody do a chat % challenge where he only did what chat told him to and he couldn't see the screen. I wonder how that would go if we did it in this game. Like, you guys had to get me through the whole game and I could only listen to what you said. You'd have to navigate the menus and stuff for me. It would be a journey, that's for sure. So anyways, I had the idea. I don't know if you guys would think this would be cool or not. Give me a 1 out of 10. 1 being you're fake and gay, and 10 being do that. Oh shoot, I didn't prepare for this. What is he? I'm not gonna cheese him, so what is he weak against? Is he weak against anything? Holy. Yeah, this could be a struggle. I don't know if I can beat him without cheesing him. He has a lot of health. See ya, pet friend. Alright, I'll tell you my idea in a second. I don't know if we can do this without a cheese. It's gonna be tough. I don't know if I have enough time. Like, maybe with beta we can do this, but it's gonna be rough. Red 13 has 666 HP. That's pretty spooky. These stupid fireballs take so long to do their freaking attacks. This isn't gonna end well. But I think if I had a better setup and I spiderwebbed myself, and maybe if I got Aqua Lung, this would be easy. But I didn't. Yes, this is a big rip here. Definitely possible with beta, I think. So while I walk through the dungeon again, so my idea was give me a 1 out of 10. 1 being terrible and 10 being I love this idea. I don't know what I would call it, but like I guess maybe like the Scavengers Challenge or something. And what it would be, wait, is this my last, I guess I didn't save in, okay, well, let's go get Aqua Lung then. Oh god, I got the glitch. Blink, 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 blink. What it would be is, you would do each dungeon, and, you're only allowed to use what's in that dungeon. So, for example, we would go into the Genetok dungeon, and we would pick up whatever's in the dungeon, and that's what we're allowed to use. And then after that dungeon, we have to trash everything and start over. So, if there is something OP, like, oh, W item or something. Like, W item's super OP, but you're only allowed to use it in Midgar, and then it's gone. So it is OP, but you're only allowed to use it for one section. The no pockets challenge. Everyone seems like 7, 8. Like, good idea, but maybe not the best idea. Does that include enemy skill? Enemy skill would just be useless, because by the time you get it and try to put an enemy skill on it, it would be gone, so you just wouldn't have any enemy skills. No, no exceptions. I think if we do that, it would be a no exception thing. You know what I mean? Like, either we play by the rules or it's impossible. Like, if we deem it impossible, that's fine, but no cheating in it whatsoever. No exceptions. I mean everything. Weapons, armor, accessories, materia, items. The only exception being I would keep the Buster Sword, you know, all the OP, or the regular, the OG items, because you have to have something equipped. So, you would start each dungeon with the Buster Sword. You're allowed to buy... Okay, so... We'd have to be a little more specific with this. So, you're allowed to buy stuff, but only if it's for that dungeon. So, like, for example, I'm allowed to buy stuff in Nibelheim for Mount Nibel. But then after that, I have to trash everything. I'm allowed to buy stuff in Cosmo Canyon for the Gina Talk dungeon, but then we trash everything after that. So each city, each town that is before a dungeon, you're allowed to buy that stuff for that dungeon, but then it's all gone after that. Midgar might be a little muddy, so we'd have to think like, okay, each time you get to the next city, each time you get to the next town, that's when you sell stuff. So, like, when you're in Sector 7, you're allowed to buy stuff in Sector 7, and then you go do the train mission, and then once you get to the next sector, you sell everything. And then, like, Wall Market, you're allowed to buy stuff in Wall Market and do Don Corneo, but then after that, you have to sell everything. So that kind of thing. Pretty much every time you get to a boss, yeah, that's probably the best way to say it. Whenever you get to a boss, that's when you sell everything. And then the world map, you have to go to the next place. You're not allowed to side quest. An all-mini no-magic challenge would just be an item challenge. Unless you want me to go around hitting everything for 1 damage. I think that would be cool. It would definitely be unique. I think I'd call it the Scavenger Challenge. That kind of encapsulates what it is. You have to scavenge everything in the game. Either that or the No Pockets Challenge, because that's funny sounding. One or the other. I was gonna get Frog Song too, but I guess I don't really need it. The Hot Pocket Challenge. What happened to my Let's Play playthrough of the 12:30 game? That's after this. We're just a little behind schedule because I wanted to beat this boss. You gotta understand, challenges have to be fun. They can't just be like garbage, boring. Like, what would a Toad challenge be? You would just be going around toading everything. It would not be fun. It's got to be fun. There's got to be like actual thought in it. That's what's cool about this scavenge challenge, is that there's a lot of thought into it. I'm constantly using different things. A toad challenge is going around toading everything. That'd be silly. Initial equipment, no limit challenge. I've already done initial weapon. Initial equipment isn't that much different. Just means you're only allowed to have like a few materia, but you're still allowed to have materia, so it's not going to be that hard. Honestly, any challenge that allows you to use whatever items you want is not hard. There's so many items in this game you can use to just blow through everything if you really want to. Unless there's something keeping you from using items, like a time limit or something. Items will just destroy almost everything. In Midgar you can get grenades, in Costa del Sol you can get Molotovs, and then after that you can go fight the sandworm and get the aqua lung item. The dragon scales, and just start blowing up everything. You'll be doing a 3 times speed active battle challenge? Dude, it's really fun. We did that a bit ago. I'm guessing that's where you got the idea from. It was really fun. I like that challenge a lot. The times 3 active battle challenge, when we fought Lost Number, that was one of the like coolest fights I've done. That fight was like so epic. I need to make a list of like my favorite battles I've done ever. Demon Wall, the Eris solo Demon Wall from last challenge was really good. Yeah, it's on YouTube, Sias. There's a whole playlist of it. Just go to my playlist page. You'll see it. The Eris Demon Wall fight was really good. The final battle from the hardcore mod was the hardest battle I've ever done. The times 3 speed Lost Number battle was really good. The battle in New Threat with the dragon and guard armor was pretty great. Or Scorpion. Guard Scorpion. I'm gonna get guard armor. I'm thinking Kingdom Hearts. That was a really cool battle. There was so many cool battles in New Threat, but I'm talking like just straight like between like the strategy I had to come up with and how close it was and everything. The final boss in Cloud Solo Necrosis was awesome too. Bring Sephiroth into every battle with 0 HP, then revive him and see if he can win by himself. I think he'd win up to like the end of Disc 2 and then he'd be screwed. Yeah, if you want to learn about modding Final Fantasy VII, just go to my New Threat challenge and go in the description, and I have like a post in there that makes it really simple. Explains it really well. Explains it better than I could. Taco Bell for a week challenge. I would die after the first day. What was my challenge? My challenge was the scavenger challenge. You have to go into every dungeon with only what you get in that dungeon or the town before, and then you have to trash everything and start over. So for example, we could buy stuff in Cosmo Canyon and then go to Gina Talk and beat them, but after Gene attack, we have to sell everything and start over. I probably won't even sell it. I'll probably just trash it. That way I don't get a ton of money. So each dungeon, you only get what the game thinks you need for that dungeon. And all the OP stuff becomes not OP because you can only use it for one dungeon. The other idea that I think someone else on YouTube had was every time you use something, you have to trash it forever. So you're allowed to use your materia like once, and then it's gone forever. Which could be a cool idea because that doesn't necessarily mean you can't level up your materia, because you can level it up without using it. So you could level up a bolt materia like the entire game, just use bolt 3 once on guard armor or carry armor or something. I'd probably just do no items. Well, I don't know. I guess you could do like every item you're allowed to use once, and then you have to trash the whole stack or something. But we'd have to keep track of what items we've used. Someone would have to leave have like a list. No, once total for the whole game. So you're allowed to use bolt once for the whole game. I guess the only thing you can use more than once is attack, I guess. But see, that still seems like then you could just attack the whole game. Because it's not hard to beat this game only attacking, if you just grind a ton. So I guess we'd have to put in some like low level thing, only allowed to be so leveled. Then again, if we include that with weapons, you know, like you're only allowed to equip a weapon for one fight, and then it's got to be trashed. Then you'd be running around with the Buster Sword, and you wouldn't be doing much damage. That could be interesting. So, like, yeah, you could just put on the Ragnarok and just attack and win a fight, but then you gotta trash the Ragnarok. And we'd have to put in a rule, like, if you use Elemental, like, if Elemental works during a fight, then you have to trash it. So, you know, you could put Elemental on to level it up or whatever, but as soon as it's actually used for its function, you have to trash it. Level 1 challenge? There is a level 1 challenge mod, and I've always wanted to try it. I don't feel like it would be that hard. But maybe it would be. I mean, HP to MP basically gave us the HP of a level 1 character throughout the whole game. Almost. I don't know, level 1 could be hard, because as I've said many times before, level 1 is absolute trash garbage. Like, the level 1 is beyond bad. You don't even have enough MP to use anything of value. You've done level 1, it's hard until Conformer. Well, Conformer's pretty far in, though. But yeah, the Conformer would be pretty strong. Because it doesn't care what level you are. Well, it does, but not enough. But see, in a level 1 challenge, you can still level up materia. And Bolt 3 is always going to do good damage. Even if your stats are terrible. You can still fill up your inventory with magic materia or summon materia and get an okay magic stat. And then Bolt 3 is still going to do a lot of damage. You could even use Magic Plus and get a pretty reasonable amount of magic out of it. I mean, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, when we did the Ruby Weapon Cloud Level 1 challenge, I got Cloud's MP stat, or magic stat, to be like over 180, I think. And that was from level 1 Cloud. Because the Ultimate Weapon gave him like 30, and then Magic Plus gave him like plus 50%, and then all the Summit Knights of the Round gave him plus 10% or whatever it is. Actually, I don't think that gives a plus percent. I think it's a number. But yeah. Yes, I've heard of the Mono Mod, and it sounds really awesome. I have to check it out. Mono Mod was created by our buddy Joe, who made the Hardcore mod. And I really want to try that out. Yeah, we have a lot of ideas. I definitely don't think we're gonna run out of ideas soon. I don't know. I'll have to decide if I want to do another vote or just pick something. I like doing votes because I feel like the most people are happy when we do votes. But another part of me says I should just do what I want and people will be happy because I'm doing what I want, you know? Because no matter what the vote is, people always complain. But if I just do what I want, then no one complains because I'm just doing what I want. And people are usually happy with that. But me personally, I like to do a vote because then I know that most people are enjoying what I'm doing, you know? I can't wear my glasses challenge. You know how big of a headache I'd have? You know how blind I am without my glasses, dude? I am literally bat level. I mean, I should do what I want, but at the same time, if I put it up to a vote, I only put stuff on the list that I want to do, so it's still what I want to do. It just might not be my #1 choice. But I'm not going to put anything on the list that isn't something I think is interesting, so... Regardless, I already told people that we're going to do a Let's Play after this. I'm starting to feel like I should do another challenge, though, because I'm really enjoying them. And Let's Plays we can do anytime, you know? I mean, Let's Play, I already do the Trophy Quest, which is practically Let's Plays plus. So, I don't know. Might as well keep doing Final Fantasy VII challenges while everyone's enjoying them. But we'll see. We'll make the decision when we get to the end of this. We still got plenty of game left. I'm not doing Final Fantasy VII on a DDR pad. You know how boring that would be. Something like God of War or something is fun on a DDR pad because it's action based, but this would be dumb. You'd just be going through menus. It'd be the most boring thing ever. I'd just be standing there like pressing the buttons on the floor. I mean, granted, if you're doing like active battle, you do have to put in the inputs with relatively fast, but that'd still be really dumb. I'm not down for that. I think we'll be able to do this with Aqualung. Oh, I shouldn't have Sled Fang. Should have waited to the Spiderweb. Oh, this is bad. That Spiderweb is super duper late. Oh my god. This is so bad. These Fire 2s have the longest animation. I still haven't thrown my Spiderwebs. Literally half the time is gone by the time I threw my Spiderweb. I've only gotten one hit in. Wait, did I do 0 damage? Aqualung doesn't do damage to him? What? Why was I not aware of this? Well, now I'm really screwed because I don't have any MP to use data. So dead. These fires take so long. It's the longest freaking animation ever. Look at this. Yeah, we lost. Every turn of a battle you roll battle arena slots. That'd be pretty sweet. Thanks, Jerry. And thank you for the 15 months of support, Blaze Homewrecker. Appreciate it, man. Wait. Throw a Phoenix down on him. It'll work, I promise. Alright. We'll have to save him for next time. But, he should be alright. If I get the Spiderweb off right away and I don't use Aqualung. I had no idea he was immune. You would think... Because he's kind of like a fire dude. He's not immune to fire, but he has the fire companions. So you would think that Aqualung would at least do regular damage. Apparently not. So, yeah, we'll save him for next time. But yeah, I'm still enjoying the Curse Ring Challenge. I think it's still a fun challenge. I know it's not the most challenging challenge, but it's good to do something different and focus more on damage rather than focusing on every battle, trying to not die and take as little damage as possible and yada yada. It's something different. I like it. But yeah, I like this brainstorm we've done. A lot of cool ideas coming out that we can maybe do after this. And I really love the conversations we had today. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching the Curse Ring Challenge. And it's time to say goodbye to YouTube. So bye, YouTube. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. And, you know, stay fake and gay. You know how it is, you know. Gotta keep it rolling. But yeah, thank you so much for the support. We'll see you next time for more Final Fantasy VII Curse Ring Challenge.